Hello and welcome back to Coffiko Crossing. I'm Sarah and today we are working on the campsite. So let's go ahead and get started. But first, let's talk to Maple and see what she has to say. And she says it's going to be a good day. Okay, so we're getting started with the campsite, and over here is the general area where I wanted the campsite to be. I haven't decided if I'm going to extend it out on the peninsula or not, or if I'm just going to stay in this area. But yeah, we're going to see about where to place the camping tent. I really wanted it to be very woodsy and foresty behind the actual campsite. So I moved it over closer to the cliff. The only disappointing thing to me was that whenever I did end up doing all of the woods and trees behind the campsite, I didn't have enough space to really continue it on the other side. So the beach area just doesn't feel very woodsy. I'm still so disappointed that you can't place trees on the beach. I tried to hack my way into doing it, and there was no workaround for that. You just can't put trees on the beach. So, except palm trees, but I didn't just want a bunch of palm trees. I wanted it to be kind of woodsy, almost like one of those inland beaches, like a lake beach almost, that also has trees and stuff. That's kind of what I was going for with this, and it ended up coming together and it was really good, but I really did want to put trees on the beach, so I was a little disappointed by that, but whatever. We're just placing a bunch of trees back here. I wanted it to look very layered and full and just completely covered in the back. So that's what we're doing now. And then I think I'm gonna work on the water forming too, because I wanted the stream from that water output to kind of go behind the campsite, and that's kind of the barrier or the breaker between the campsite and my house area. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about this part. So you guys can just watch. Go ahead and get started with the pathing, and I'm just leading off from the resident services spot over into the campsite. We're just kind of extending it on the left side over here. So when you come through the entrance, you go up to resident services, and then on your left is the campsite, and on the right is the farmers market and the farm and that whole spot that leads over to villager houses. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So now I'm going to start water forming, and I'm just making this stream that's going to go behind the campsite and kind of separate the area between the campsite and my house. And so yeah, I just wanted it to be, I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted it to be, because I kind of wanted to continue the stream over to the campsite area, but I didn't want it to be super difficult to walk through, so I decided to keep it pretty narrow and just long enough to have a nice bridge. But yeah, just kind of keep it to almost like a little river versus an actual lake, because originally my idea was to have a lake by the campsite for fishing and all that good stuff that goes with camping, but I kind of changed my plans as I planned out my campsite area, and found out that I really didn't have the room for like a full lake. So I'm pretty happy with the length of this, and I know I'm going to extend this stream, but I wanted to go ahead and place my bridge so that I made sure and had plenty of space for it. And I'm just going to go ahead and move ahead to the next day so that it is already placed and set to go, and then I'm going to keep moving. So while we're just filling in these trees and greenery, I did want to go ahead and say thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed and who have continued watching. I appreciate you guys so much. I had no idea that I would get such a response from all of you. And so far, everyone I've met in the Animal Crossing community has been so kind, and I'm just floored. But thank you again so much for all of the likes and the subscribes. We are 10 away from 100, and to celebrate, I was thinking of doing a stream. So I do have Twitch, and I also have the YouTube live. So whichever one you would prefer to watch, just let me know in the comments so that I can make preparations, because a stream will be happening soon, probably in the next week or so. So keep your eyes open, because it's going to be a fun time. I couldn't really decide if I wanted 2 blankets or just one. I ended up going with one because I couldn't get the fringe to look quite right, and I definitely wanted fringe on this blanket because I think it's so cute. I need to keep looking for maybe a different blanket fringe code or something, because I'd love to be able to overlap the fringe. If you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments, because I haven't found anything that I really love right now, so I'm still kind of on the lookout for that. I kind of have a random order when it comes to filling in the spaces. I'll just be like, oh, this space is really empty, and start like doing custom design paths. And sometimes I'll finish an area with pathing, and then I just move on to somewhere else and completely don't decorate it yet. So that's kind of what I did here. I decided to go ahead and fill in more pathing before I decorated this blanket area, because I wasn't sure if my decor was going to stay on the blanket or if it was going to spread out a little. So I wanted an idea of like where the path was going before I started placing items. got some of my items and I'm gonna start filling up this little blanket next to the campsite. I definitely wanted to use the futon. I think it's so cute. It says it's a futon. It kind of looks like a sleeping bag to me. Like, in my opinion, I think it's a sleeping bag. So I definitely wanted to use that, and the kids' tent, of course, because it's so cute. I did end up having to remove that bush and the weeds there to make room for it. But yeah, I definitely wanted those items to be on this camping area. I think they're so cute, and they just fit that little camping vibe perfectly. I love how the villagers always just want to come hang out wherever you're building. Like, Maple's just over there catching bugs while I'm trying to build this campsite area. It's super cute. It can be really annoying though, because a lot of times they try to get in the way, and it's just like, please, please, just don't be over here right now. Enjoy the area when I'm done. I felt like I needed to like safety proof the campfire. Like, it felt like it needed like a boundary to make sure that it didn't catch on fire, you know, camp safety or whatever. I don't know. I felt like it was necessary to have some sort of boundary around that campfire area. So over on this side, I wanted to make this other little camping spot, and this is just like, I call it the Hermit Camping Spot because it's kind of secluded. It's kind of covered by trees, and it's like separated from the other big community area. And so I kind of went from my own experience, like camping with my family. We usually will camp in the woods, and we will reserve a campsite. So there's all these different little sites that are kind of secluded, and you have your own little spot there. And so I kind of made this area after that because, if you don't want to really be in like a big group community site, then you have your own little hermit spot to camp. So that's kind of what this is all about. I'm moving to the beach, and I knew I wanted to put a blanket on the beach, but honestly, when I got started with the beach design, I had no idea what direction I wanted to go. I was just kind of winging it the whole time. I was like, okay, I don't know if I want trees. I don't know what I want on here. I just knew I had a blanket that I wanted on there, and that's pretty much it. I did relocate. I really wanted trees on the beach. I really did. There's not a way for me to have trees on the beach, but you know, wishful thinking, right? So I did end up switching this over a little bit just because I was trying to put trees there and it just didn't work out. But I did kind of hide, I say hide, kind of hide a little spot right over here with the pathing because I didn't have a good finisher for that pathing, and like it's just kind of open-ended. So I put a pile of leaves to cover it up. Sometimes, you know, I feel like it's okay. Like sometimes you need to just cover up a little edge there that you don't have a place for. So, you know, whatever. It works, it looks good, and I like the leaves. I feel like it just adds to the vibes of the campsite anyways. So, yeah. I ended up deciding, since I didn't get to use my layered blankets on the other spot where I put the blanket, I was going to use it on the beach because I just really love the layered blanket look. I think it is so adorable. And so yeah, now I'm just going to try to fill out this little beach area with some weeds, and I put the little go board. I think that's a game, and I thought, oh, cute. You could just like sit with your friends on the beach and play a game and just hang out and, you know. So the beach spot is essentially done. I think I tinkered with it a little bit, and that's pretty much it. So now we're going to move on to the other part. I didn't end up fully designing my peninsula. I was going to, and I just decided to leave it. It didn't feel like it was going to be really cohesive. I didn't really have any ideas, and so I decided to leave that as just a really tiny transition area that I would fill in later. So I'm placing those final touches, and I'm going to the next day to finish this off. So I just had one or two little things that I wanted to place before I finished, and that is essentially it for this build. I love that when I moved forward that the day ended up being kind of foggy and just like the leaves falling. It felt so perfect. I just loved all of the cozy sitting areas and the trees, and just all of it felt so just camp. So if you liked this video, then please give it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe so that you don't miss out on any more videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget that I will be streaming soon, so keep your eyes open for when I go live. I would love to be able to talk to you guys all live. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys probably on live stream before I do another video. And yeah, that's about it for this build. I'll see you next time. Bye!